Has Bitcoin finally found the bottom? We're going to take a look at that, talk about a massive altcoin hack that has caused a hard fork and a couple of setups I see in the market right here on Cryptosomniac. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Let's do this. What is happening, Cryptosomniacs? How are you guys doing? Been a while since I've been on because I have been Johnny Conference Life lately. So anyways, glad to be back, jumping on a little bit early. What's up, Boise? Good to see you, my man. Hey, Ryan, what's going on, guys? How's everybody doing today? So early day for me today. Sorry I've been away so long, guys. I've been the man behind the camera. If you've been watching any of the conference streams the last, I don't know, so it's been almost a week now. So what's happening, guys? Good to see you all. What's up, WSR? What's happening? Adaptional ideas. What's going on? How's everybody doing on Twitter? Let's see. The Serious Jew. That's a great Twitter handle. The Serious Jew on Twitter, and let's see if we got anybody. I'm trying to show some love to my Facebook squad as well. Obviously, Snay is much better than at that than I am. I don't even seem to be able to tell when I'm going live. Sad. Anyways, all right. Let's talk crypto. So first of all, in case you guys have noticed, look up here behind me. Check out the new Cryptosomniac homepage. Look at this. Look at the new Cryptosomniac homepage. So if you haven't done so yet, do us and yourself a favor and head on over and check out our new website. Just put a new face on it. So just a little bit of reorganization. Just wanted to try to make it a little bit more user-friendly. So still got the snazzy night mode, looks awful sharp. We've got a video aggregator, so this is going to show the last 3 videos we've done in a row. Here we're going to start putting up more regular, just short blog-type posts of articles, feedback that's going on. And then, you know, obviously here we've got links to our products. So you guys know I love my weak hands shirt, so you can go snag yourself one of those, book one-on-ones, etc., etc. So all that kind of good stuff is there, and then we're going to start adding more resources here as well. So specifically, when you have new people coming into crypto that want to learn about how this stuff works, we're going to start putting resources up, new to crypto, you know, beginners area, etc. And then as well, you can actually get in and look at our all of our hard research. So you know, going back, we had one here earlier on Mobius, so goes through the full breakdown, complete with links, etc. And they're all like that. We've got some co-branded ones from our friends over at Eden Block. They do excellent work as well. So we've got some of their reports being hosted. So anyways, just trying to make the website all the more exciting for you guys. Would love to have you go over there and check it out. And of course, when like I said, when new people come into the market and are wanting to learn about cryptocurrency, send them on over there. So let's talk about it, right? That's the title of the show. Have we found the bottom, or is it going to dip again? Let's just look at the charts. Why don't we? Hold on a second here. Just taking a look at some stable coins. Want to get into that a little bit later. But let's look at the chart. What do we see? This one's a mess. So even though this is Coinbase, which is where I actually trade, I'm going to look at the Finex chart because the price movement is the same. The dollar amount, the dollar correlation is not the same, but the price action is the same. So we can get a good idea. And what does it look like? I don't know, guys. I'm starting to think maybe the bulls are just going to defend this $6,000 area forever. You know, so I have been short-term bearish, long-term bullish for quite some time. But here's what I see. Do you guys see on my chart? Let me scroll way back out here. So this was our long-term uptrend line up until the breakout of April 2017, where everything started to go crazy, right? We all know how it went last year. We saw everything moon, and since has subsequently started to chill out. We've been pretty much cooling off the whole year. A lot of people calling crypto over, but it's hilarious that with this much history to go, everybody's like, it's over. It's going to zero tomorrow. Hilarious. But anyways, do I think it's going to go down a little bit more? I'm starting to think this 6,000 mark might be, I think 6,000 might be the low. Again, I'm not 100% convinced of it yet. I still think it's going to be somewhere between that 5,500 to 6K range, so it could go down a little bit more, but I'm starting to feel a little bit more like the bulls are going to continue to defend this $6,000 range, because every time we get close down to 6,000, it pops back up. And here's what I'm seeing. Dang it, this dang auto scale. So here's what I'm seeing is, all right, look at this, guys. So this is since June, right? Since our low in June of this year. Would have been back in February, but it actually went lower in June. So since this low in June, you see this dotted red line here? This is, we keep hitting lower, higher low, and then we still can't break out, you know, past the previous highs so often, but we do continuously see higher lows, which is giving me some confidence that maybe they're going to be able to defend this position, because it hasn't started to look like that falling wedge. All right, let's see. Isn't the CME expiration tomorrow an ETF decision? ETF decision is not tomorrow. I think that is the last day that consumers can have any feedback is what's going on tomorrow. But CME contracts might expire tomorrow. I don't know off the top of my head. I would have to look into it. I'm calling it. It's about to take off. Bullish 2020. It's mainstream, says Boise. I love it. I'm with you, Boise. You know, I haven't sold any of my Bitcoin. Still sitting on all my ETH. Still sitting on a bunch of other coins. I'm gonna do one of those videos. You know, I always say I never do top 5 videos, guys, but I'm gonna do a top 5 coins I'm not selling. So look for that coming out early next week, and we'll talk about which bags I'm holding that I'm still wanting to hold on to, and where I'm still in the green from trades I made last year. But yeah, I'm pretty bullish long term, and I'm starting to think that maybe we have finally found the bottom for Bitcoin. So let's talk about a few things that I saw in the news today. We'll get into, I have 3 other setups that I did say that I wanted to point out. Actually, one of them we should look at right now, because this always happens where it starts to move before I get to it. So let's look at Zcash, which I think is looking like it's been basically kind of range trading a little bit, and I was looking at this earlier, and this was starting to look like a falling wedge on the daily. So let's break this down, and yeah, there we go. So Zcash, I think, is looking like it might be due for another little leg up there, based on this. Hold please, you guys will see what I'm seeing. That's looking pretty falling wedgy to me. And since we don't like to use red on the ones we like, let me convert these bad boys. So yes, there we have it. So that's looking like a pretty much falling wedge. Again, we see bullish momentum. This is starting to cool down a little bit. So if I were looking to pick up an entry into Zcash, by the way, guys, I do trade in and out of Zcash quite often with my Crypto Hopper bot. It is one of the coins that I have fed to it over on Bittrex. So I will open and close positions on this. Never huge positions, but I've done pretty well with it. And actually, this is kind of what I'm doing, is looking for my setups. I tell the bot to make buys based on certain things, and then I've been just kind of hawk-eyeing the bot and telling it to sell at the right time instead of waiting for the trailing stop loss, which has done me pretty well just over the last week, although I am still bag holding on BCH and Litecoin, which is what I get for letting it trade those things, which I don't believe in anyway. All right, let's see. What do I think of peer-to-peer digital currencies? No, I think usable dApps are actually what the next thing that would start spurring bull run. I mean, we have enough. Let's put it this way: we've got enough people paving the roads, right? We've got enough people paving the roads. We need a lot of people to start building cars or bicycles or motorcycles or some other form of vehicle that we haven't thought up yet. But that's ultimately, you know, there's a number of protocol projects out there. There's a number of platforms. There's a number of ways for other currencies to launch. Great. There's already too many of those. We have those. It's fine. We need people to actually start executing their ideas on top of these platforms so that we can get some usable products in the market. Because ultimately, this is all just speculative until we get usable products. So, I mean, I'm obviously a fan of peer-to-peer currencies. I'm always a Bitcoin fan. I'm a Monero fan. You know, I think Nano is actually pretty impressive for how quick it works. There's a number of them, but that doesn't do anything really revolutionary. So unless it's in a fiat threatened place like Venezuela or someplace without central banking. I don't really see that being the thing, because this is what else you got to consider. A lot of people talk about banking the unbanked and giving people access in Africa, and I am all for that. However, what you need to understand is, just strictly from a business standpoint, these people are looking for, consider when you're figuring out which kind of consumer you want to target as a market, what you're looking at is what is the lifetime value of that customer. And that doesn't just mean for their entire lifetime, but as long as they retain being your customer. And, got a bug flying around here. Sorry, guys. So what is the lifetime value of the customer? And specifically when you're talking about this, these are people with their lifetime earning potential is a fraction of what is being done in America, so or the West in general, or first world countries, I should even say. And so with that, whether I like it or not, just the practicality in me says that there's a lot of these companies saying that they're targeting the underprivileged and saying that the adoption will come from the bottom up, but ultimately with their earning potential being fairly limited in the current system, I think we're going to actually see the next bull run yet again get kicked off by the people who already have money. I think it's the institutional money that kicks it off. But who knows? I could be wrong. I wish it was the other way around. I'm idealistic enough to wish that everybody in Africa downloads a Monarch wallet, suddenly Monarch's worth and that's the only wallet that anybody uses because it's great. I would love that. I would love that. But, I just don't, I don't think it's realistic from an economic standpoint. All right. Let's see. The YMGVE script made me rich. I don't know what that is, but sounds like somebody's shilling there. Yeah, nah, I don't mess with Bitcoin forks. I think they're all bullshit, frankly. I still hold my Bitcoin Cash that's been sitting in an Electrum wallet ever since it forked. And if I was smart, I would have taken it out and just sold it at the top because I never believed in Bitcoin Cash. Every time I start to think so, I just decide that it's just further diluting the Bitcoin network. So I don't believe in Bitcoin Cash, so I don't use it. And I think every single other Bitcoin fork is a scam. Look at my face. It's a scam. So that's my opinion. You can do whatever you want with your own money, of course, obviously, but I think anything that is using the Bitcoin name and leveraging it, Bitcoin Diamond, it's all bullshit. It's all a scam. It's all leveraging the Bitcoin brand to try to shill their shitcoin. That's what I think. All right, Boise, I'm not sure your terminology is politically correct, but Japan could lead the charge. They are certainly, here's my concern with Japan, is their population is flat. It is an aging population. They don't have people immigrating because they're kind of an insular nation, and they have not, they're not reproducing, right? Their population curve has been very flat. So with that, I think Japan is going to face some economic problems unless the robots get really good in a very short amount of time, because I mean they really historically have gone towards trying to automate everything. It's obviously a very technology-driven country, but I think you need youth to help drive innovation, and you need more people entering an economy for an economy to grow. So I think that's going to be difficult for Japan. All right, very good, Boise. Just making sure. That was the World War II term that's right up there with the N-word in America. So we don't throw that one around. But the Nipponese are definitely a very technologically advanced culture. I don't know that they're also kind of, I mean, they're older people, and generally older people are a little more averse to technology. So again, I'm making broad generalizations here, but I don't know that they'd be as ready to adopt as the millennial population everywhere else in the world, especially in the Western world right now. So anyway, let's see. Will DApp tokens accrue more value than the protocol tokens itself? So that is a good question. Jay-Z Drift, it's already Friday for you? I'm still on Thursday over here, man. Still on Thursday. So you're one up on me. I wish it was Friday, but we still got one more to go. You must be a little bit further around the world, but shout out to you, man. I'm so happy you guys are all here, man. It's like I love it when my buddies come hang out with me on stream. It's fun. So thanks for showing up, everybody. So back to what Jonathan is asking me, saying, will DApp tokens accrue more value than the protocol tokens itself? That depends. That depends on the DApp, right? I mean, ultimately, that's the whole point of these tokenomic structures, is the value of the token should be derived specifically by use of the token within the ecosystem. Does that make sense? Like, the token, the token is there to incentivize the proper behavior within the network. So if it's an awesome DApp and everybody is using the DApp, then sure, why would the DApp's tokens? I mean, there's plenty of tokens. Let's put it this way. Let me break this down for you in a really simple term, Jonathan. Is how many tokens exist on Ethereum right now, and how many tokens on the Ethereum blockchain are worth more than Ethereum? And the answer is there's a ton of coins on the blockchain, and there are several that are worth more than Ethereum is right now. So obviously, the DApp tokens could exceed the value of the platform itself. It would just entirely depend on adoption. Again, guys, I hate to hammer on adoption all the time, but that is really the main thing, is if people don't start using this for what its intended purpose is, and it continues to just be speculative store of value, then basically we've all got a really fancy gambling game that we're playing here, right? That's not, like, we need to, people need to use it and actually feel comfortable using it. So matter of fact, while we're on that subject, I just put out a new report today specifically. I've been thinking a lot about this and what kind of things I think will start to drive adoption. So if you are an Advantage member, you'll be getting that in your inbox first thing in the morning, and it'll be up on the site for everybody, all the Advantage members, to download from the Advantage dashboard shortly. Last one I did was on KYC and identity. This one particularly on different wallets that I've seen that I think are snazzy, and why I think that will drive adoption. So if you're interested in that at all, head on over to cryptosomniac.com. Click on the little moon rocket right there and sign up for the Advantage. You get a 14-day free trial. You can see what I can talk about. You know, we've got, it's basically, like I say this all the time, it's like carrying the live stream around in your pocket. So if you enjoy the content that we put out on this channel, and you enjoy these kind of talks, and you would like to be in a community of like-minded individuals, we would love to have you there. So feel free to pop on over and check it out. Take a 14-day test drive for free. Right now, go do it. All right, yay for gambling. Yeah, yay for gambling. Hey, why not, guys? I go to Vegas. I like Vegas. I like to gamble a little bit. Not a ton, but a little bit. Regardless. Anyway, so let me talk about this. While we're, I'm sure you guys have heard me rant enough about what a scam fractional reserve banking is, and how it's basically just a really great way for people that are better at the shell game than you to take your money. So let's talk about this. All right, I'm about to be potty mouthed, so earmuffs, or if you got the kids in the room, send them out of the room. 3, 2, 1. Fuck this thing. Look at this. I'm sorry. This is so ridiculous. MasterCard is trying to patent a fractional reserve cryptocurrency bank. If that isn't the fucking antithesis of what cryptocurrency is, I don't know what is. We do not need to continue to recreate the system as it stands. We do not need that. That is the problem. That is the reason Bitcoin got invented, is because the system as it stands is broken. It does not work. It is a house of cards. So the fact that this is even... Here's what I would say. Again, do whatever you want with your money, but if you guys really believe in cryptocurrency, you should shun shit like this. Shame bell and shun it, and just shut it down, because a 10x card is fine. Accessing your crypto through credit card networks is fine. But fractional reserve cryptocurrency banking is the antithesis of what Bitcoin was funded, or was founded upon, and this is just ridiculous. So I urge any of you who are actually true believers in this technology, and not just here to speculate and try to get rich, of course we're all here for part of that, but who are actually believers in this technology and the way that it might actually change the face of the world, and all the idealistic talk that we all talk about in this, shun this kind of stuff, because this is garbage. This is garbage, garbage, garbage. All right, so I wanted to go ahead and finish that rant up with some positive news, is that this is pretty dope. I always knew I liked Canadians. They've always been super nice. I had some really good Canadian friends growing up. I know some really cool Canadians now. A lot of very talented people, a lot of very nice people. Some of my favorite UFC fighters are Canadian. Canada's great. And I knew I loved Canada, but this just proves why. The Bank of Canada estimates that 5% of Canadians own Bitcoin. I bet you 5% of Americans don't own Bitcoin. So this was just an interesting article I read. Basically, it's not a massive thing. But 5% of the Canadian population owning it is pretty good deal, considering it's the the entire nation. It's a pretty huge place, and granted, most of the people are down at the edges, but even still, I thought that was pretty cool. So if you want to read through that article, that's over at ccn.com, Bank of Canada, and you can find it to get the details. But pretty interesting stuff. I just thought that was a nice positive note for Canadians. So thanks, Canada. Way to support. Keep up the good work. Another interesting bit of news that I found is also bullish. EOS has a massive uptick in users. Did you guys see this? 500% spike to 60,000 active accounts. Or I'm sorry, 430,000 accounts on the EOS network. Boy, this little fly keeps flying in my face. Got to deal with that. End of summer, they come inside, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty huge news for EOS. I learned a whole bunch of stuff about EOS actually in the last 2 days at the Crypto Invest Summit, and also at Start Engine, just about some of the things that are being built on it and about how the smart contract language works. And I'm considerably more impressed with EOS as a technology than I was 4 days ago, 5 days ago. I still think they've got some issues with their blockchain and need to get the governance together a little bit better. It's kind of sketchy when we hear about exchanges using user funds to vote for EOS block producers. Dicey, but still pretty fascinating stuff. And again, just showing an uptick in users. Uptick in users has got to be good in the long run for adoption. All right, so let's see. Vancouver, Canada. Vancouver is one of my favorite cities in North America. I'm not super well traveled. I've been all over the United States and Canada. I've been to Mexico a few times. So I'm not super worldly. I can say North America, but Vancouver is one of the most beautiful cities I've ever been to, and I don't care if it's dreary all the time because the city's so cool. Just the architecture there is great. What a beautiful surrounding. Like the bay and the mountains all right there behind this super bustling city, and man, is that place clean. I love Vancouver. Great place. All right, so let's see. Oops, didn't know. Awesome. Yes, very good. Nah, didn't want to come down on you, Boise. Just trying to play the politics. Yes. All right. So Jonathan says, "What do I think of the velocity problem with crypto? I'm thinking store of value tokens will accrue the most value because of this." So here's what I think. To speak to that a little bit, I think specifically, I think people got the wrong expectation of this market because most of them got involved last year. I think most people got the wrong expectation for how this market moves. Everybody thought, this is what most people remember of Bitcoin. Okay, let me do this. Get that auto scale off. And so, oops. Yeah. This is the majority of people that are involved in cryptocurrency right now. This exact window right here. Let's see, is that through to? Oh, no, it goes too far. Hold up. Yeah, well, through present, but this is about the history of the majority of people that are into cryptocurrency. I think right now, I mean, there's obviously some long-term players in the space, but I think a huge influx of people happened last year, and this is what they saw: moon sideways, slight dip, moon sideways, moon. Slight dip, and moon, and more moon, and more moon, and just moon, and it's green candles forever. And so I think that's really the problem is people expected it to be moon always, and that's just simply not how markets work. Again, we had a lot of FOMO last year causing this. We had a lot of people hyping last year is what we had. We had a lot of people hyping. And, it just goes to show. So there was a ton of money raised for a lot of junk. There's a lot of garbage projects. I mean, let's see, where are we at right now? Let's go look. I haven't looked at the exchange page today. Let's take a look here. All right, so 2070 currencies. I would play another one bites the dust because I'm pretty sure that was at 2079 last time I looked. Market cap still pretty dismal. Look at this 24-hour volume. This is garbage, dude. Like, come on, this is really bad, guys. $9 billion in 24-hour volume. Do you remember what the volume was like back at the peak? Do you remember what the market cap? We were close to $1 trillion market cap. This was like $900 billion, right? We've lost a significant amount of market cap. This right here tells me that people are still selling their alts for Bitcoin. Most of the money in this market is still sitting in Bitcoin. And this just tells me no money is moving into the market. It's mostly just trading around in the market. So we've got a lot of people just swapping crypto for crypto and then extracting fiat, which really just means this is turning into Wall Street 2.0, which is kind of scary. Anyhow, what was I saying? I got sidetracked on my rant there. Velocity problem, right? So again, that's really just what I think is. I think so many people thought it was just going to be moon, and everything was just going to keep mooning. You know, they're companies, right? Like these are companies, whether they follow the strictest definition of the term. These are companies. These are companies building products. And, you know, everybody was like, oh, you have a really great idea? Take all this money that I have. And they're like, oh, they didn't build it. I don't understand why I'm not making any money. Because they haven't built it yet. Even some of the best projects in the market aren't built, right? Is Cardano's mainnet live? Still not. That's granted, massively ambitious project, right? Like that's a really ambitious project. What they are trying to accomplish is massive. So Rome wasn't built in a day, guys. That's what you got to keep in mind. I've got to kill this fly. That just looks ridiculous to keep doing on screen. All right. Yeah. All right. Let's see. I had two more setups I wanted to show you guys. So I showed you the Zen Cash. I think basic attention token is still a good play. Look at this, guys. It never came back down into this place. So I'm looking, I think it might cool off. Again, I still think it's got room to run. I think people are going to speculate on this, thinking that it is the next one to get listed on Coinbase. I still think this is the next one to get listed on Coinbase. So I think I've entered some new targets here, as you can see, and I'll tell you what those are. So my first entry here is at about 38.20 sats. Next one is about 38.82. My next target is 40.50, and that's it right now. So I would be waiting to see if I can catch any of those on a bounce. And again, guys, I'd be looking to enter my take profits just with the wicks, right? This is always how I do it. If this order fills, my first take profit is going to be right here. Especially if this order fills. So that's also depending on where I'll stagger my take profits are going to depend on which orders fill, right? If all the orders fill, then that's when I start laddering out. Otherwise, if it's just this order that fills, then I might wait to ladder out until it's a little bit higher. But ultimately, I just try to line them up with the wicks, guys. That's basically it. So, yeah. And then last take profit would be like here. So exits would be 42, 42.20, 42.30, somewhere in there, 43.80, and 45.89. So, and then I would just set my stop loss just under the end of this wick, about 30. I would say like, yeah, 37.30, something like that. So it gives you a chance for like a 1.5% loss if any of these hit. If it all hits, gives you a chance for up to a 20% gain. If even the smaller one hits, smallest gain 5% all the way up to a 13%. So potential, again, guys, not advice but advice. These are just the targets that I see based on beliefs that I have and trades that I'm looking to enter. So this is another one I'm trading with my Crypto Hopper bot. I will tell it to make buy orders based on certain things, and then I go in and just try to look at the sell orders based on what my targeted exits were. All right, let's see. that's all the setups I really saw, guys. Bat's been moving a little bit sideways. I think there's an opportunity to accumulate a little bit more. Oh, right, yes, no, there was one more, which is Augur. Where is Rep? So this was looking like, I was looking at this on the 2 hour, and that's starting to make a little falling wedge there. This one is not quite as well defined, so I am not as confident that this is going to hit. But it's pretty falling wedgy. Pretty falling wedgy at the end of that last breakout, although it has pretty much recovered. It's pretty much back down to where it was right before the breakout. So, oops, that is not a fib. That is also not a fib. So it's actually kind of in the no trade zone right now. I'd be waiting for it to get a little bit past this 786 fib level. But that's one I'm keeping my eye on. So I'm not gonna make a call on an entry there. You know, I think you're safe to put some orders in anywhere back down in this sideways range between 2,000 sats and 2,060 sats. But I'm gonna wait for that one to develop a little bit more. But that does look like a falling wedge, and falling wedges do generally break bullish, generally. All right. Abdullah, good question. One I cannot answer for you. I've never played with anything but CryptoHopper. That's the only bot that I've used. Some of the other members of our community have worked with 3 commas and liked it. I think the CryptoHopper interface is super user-friendly. I looked at one at Crypto Invest Summit. I won't even name it because I'm not going to do that. But I looked at another one at Crypto Invest Summit, and I couldn't believe how difficult the user experience was. They were walking me through it, and they're like, no, you can just do this. And I'm like, okay, where do I set my TA settings? And I'm like, okay. It was not what I was looking for, right? I like being able to program it, saying buy based on certain criteria, sell based on certain criteria, etc. CryptoHopper has some of the best settings that I have seen. And again, you know, so far I've been doing pretty well with it. I got a couple of bags in there. Again, I don't think it's a set it and forget it kind of thing. You know, I think that's what they want it to be, but I just don't think it is. And I think you can set it, and I like the trailing stop loss feature, and it has traded in and out of stuff. You know, so far I'm doing fairly well with it. I'm up a couple of percent overall on total value. So so far I'm liking CryptoHopper, and I don't really have any reason to go look at another bot because this one works great. So anyway, I don't know about the other bot. Maybe it's cool, maybe it isn't. I can't say. I don't know. I'm very happy with CryptoHopper, and will continue to use it. So did I check Monero? No, I didn't. But while we're on the subject, you guys know I love Monero. Let's take a look. It's like defending that same position. It's been hovering around 100 for quite some time now. I don't know. I need to look at some smaller time frames here. Man, it's looking good on the TD sequential on the 1 hour. I actually followed through there, but I don't know. Let me see what that looks like on the... See a 9, a little pump. Yeah, unfortunately, I hate to say this, I think Monero's going to come down a little bit. More for me. More for me. But yeah, I mean, look at that. Stoke is super run up. Let's look at the MACD. The daily, the 4 hour. Yeah, see, this was a little bull trap, a little indicator right there. Looking like it was going to curl up and run, but yeah, I think Monero might come down a little bit from there, to be honest with you. Yeah, lots of sideways trading. I mean, it's done a fair amount of what I thought it was going to do. It's unfortunately Monero is bleeding out as crypto bleeds, right? So this was one of the highest valued tokens I had last year. I couldn't believe it, but I did when it first came out. I had a big problem with it, like morally, because I was like, man, child traffickers are using this, like human traffickers are using this, and you know, gun runners and stuff, and that doesn't sit super well with me. But don't hate the tool, right? Don't hate the tool. Because this is also a really solid way to, I don't know, accept a salary on a regular basis without everybody knowing what I get paid, because I have the actual anonymity of this blockchain. Things like that. There are definitely legitimate use cases for this, not in the crime world. So I support it, and ring signatures works. And also, bulletproofs are live now, which is a similar functionality to how ZK Snarks works, where that you can prove that you know something without actually revealing that you what it is that you know. So there's a whole write-up on it. I don't have time to get into explaining it right now, but there's a whole write-up on it over on Monero's website, so feel free to check it out. But I do know they deployed that last week, and the bulletproofs are live, which makes the transactions significantly cheaper. Less transaction fees should hopefully make a more usable blockchain. So back to what you're saying, I'm going to agree with Boise. XMR, I think, is the best contender for Bitcoin right now, just because solid blockchain, legitimate privacy coin, and reasonable market cap. I did not go over Steem or Komodo, but I'd be happy to take a look at those. And then I got to wrap it up. That's going to be it for me today. So, boy, I don't think I've ever charted Steem on here. Just trying to get a little familiarity with the way the price moves for Steem. This is actually a reasonably stable coin, it looks like. This looks like it's just going to keep trading sideways, is what it looks like. I mean, see, like, MACDs, that's I'm reaching up doing this. So that, you know, this gap here is not super wide, but it's not a hard cup that leads me to think it's going to turn around and break out. You know, stochastics floating pretty nicely in the middle. If anything, you know, if anything, this might go down. That's a clear downtrend right there. It looks like sell pressure increase, decrease. Let's look at it at smaller intervals. Sell pressure increase, sell pressure increase. Yeah, Steem's going to come down in my opinion. Yeah, I think Steem is going to come down from there. And I suspect you'll probably see it range trade. And my guess there would be that it will probably range trade between 1,000 and about 1,500 Satoshis, as that's what it's been doing for 2 months. So yeah, Steem's kind of a Ponzi scheme in my opinion. I mean, I understand the value of how it works and everything, but it's 100% reliant on new people adopting the use of Steemit as a platform, and then buying Steem to power and promote and things like that. So I don't know. I wouldn't invest in any Steem. I use Steem. I use the platform, but I try to just earn by participating as opposed to buying Steem. Yeah, anyway, that's me. All right, what else? And Komodo. Let's look at Komodo. Yeah, U.S. paper. Yeah, U.S. paper dollars are about the most worthless. I mean, boy, you want to talk about a downtrend. You want to talk about a downtrend in purchasing power and overall value. The United States dollar has been on a 30. No, wait. Let's do the math. 1930, I think. What? When did they decouple? When did they decouple from the gold standard? 1936, I think, maybe. So, yeah, I mean, we're on a 60-year downtrend for the value of the dollar. Hot garbage. All right. Anyway, let's take a look at Komodo, and then I'm out of here, guys. Well, it's in the long term. It's in the long term no trade range from all time high, but I feel like this is largely irrelevant since that is clearly back to the beginning of last year. So let's kill that Fibonacci retracement, because what is the point of that right now? And then let's see, where do we have some historic support? I mean, it's not looking awesome for where it is right now. I mean, this is the strongest support that Komodo has ever had, is right at about 1,600 Satoshis. It is currently up at about 2,400 Satoshis, and it's another one that looks like it's just been range bound. I mean, it's basically just since August bounced between 1,600 and 2,400 Satoshis. So I would say this is where these tools like this TD sequential come in pretty handy. Look at how accurate this is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. That, so again, it can happen without the TD sequential, but that went up, and then nope, still not. Again, downtrend to the 9. Boom, little pump, moving in an upwards direction, kind of a little bit sideways. So a TD sequential can help make that decision as well, but I suspect this is going to be range bound for longer. The moving average convergence divergence is starting to get awful high, looking like it's about to cup over, and I'm not liking the area that the stochastic is hanging out right now. So stochastic RSI is way too run up, and that leads me to believe people will be selling Komodo soon. If this were me right now, I would be looking to get out between now and, in case it pumps a little bit more, and I'd be looking to reacquire back down here closer to that 16 to 1800 range. Again, all kind of depends. Is it your long-term hold, or is this something you're just trying to swing trade for more Bitcoin? Do I have a 10x card? No, I do not, but I don't think it's a bad idea. Yeah, I don't think it's a bad idea, but I'm strictly going for the Monarch play. I'm looking forward to the merchant plugin rolling out, and then I will really not have much use for any other wallet other than if Monarch doesn't support the currency that I'm trying to hold. That's just me. Obviously, I'm biased. Obviously, but I don't think the 10x card is a bad idea. I think it's actually a really good idea, because how many blockchain terminals and how many Bitcoin ATMs are there in the world? Not as many, but there is a shit ton of credit card processing centers. MasterCard, which I believe 10x is a MasterCard. So MasterCard's got terminals everywhere, so you could be able to transact from your Bitcoin. I think it's actually a good tool for adoption, and will hopefully help drive some people that are scared of a mobile wallet, definitely scared of a hardware wallet, and give them some level of comfort there. Monarch does not have a card. Monarch has a merchant plugin, so it will be able to facilitate any crypto to fiat transaction in either direction eventually, and at that point it solves all the interoperability. It solves everything. I can handle it all from my phone. It's going to be fantastic. So yeah, Monarch does not have a card. There are no plans to launch a card that I am aware of. Monarch is just going to have a merchant plugin, so you will be able to transact into fiat from your crypto. So that's just as good, as in my opinion. And worst case scenario, I got Square Cash App. Anyway, all right, I think that is going to wrap it up for me, guys. I have run over my my time for the day. So, the one more thing I wanted to talk about, I didn't even touch on the big altcoin hack. Trade.io got hacked, guys. I know you guys, I want to talk about this specifically because I did a review video on these guys earlier this year. I still think that overall the exchange is nice, and I still think they've done a really good job about building a robust community. That being said, it is very important that you guys know about this. On the 21st, they got hacked, and basically somebody was able to take about 50 million TIO from the liquidity pool out of cold storage. So their cold storage wallet was hacked. That's a lot. It's like $7.5 million worth of crypto. So they've got to basically what they did, what the result of this was they were trying to decide how they were going to handle it. They hard forked the currency. So if you are a Trade.io holder, you need to make sure to go over to the Trade.io site, just over to their actual exchange, and deal with your token swap, because they will be swapping the Trade.io tokens for it's TIOX is what they're going to be calling it. So they will officially relaunch trading for it on their exchange only on October 31st. And then they have shut down trading on all the other exchanges because of this hack. So I wanted to let you guys know about that, because I do think it is super important, and especially when projects that we have covered on this channel do something that could potentially cause harm, I want to make sure that we are giving fair amount of coverage. So I definitely needed to let you guys know about this, and I haven't been in the studio to come on and do a stream. I guess I probably should have just done a in front of the face stream. But anyways, that's it, guys. That's what I wanted to let you know about. So if you are a TIO holder, then definitely look into that ASAP, because you're going to want to make sure you don't miss out on the token swap. And other than that, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah. That's one of the ideas on the board for mass adoption. Yep, sure. That's we're working on it. We're working on that mass adoption. But thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for paying attention to our channel. Smash that thumbs up for me, guys. If you like the content that we put out here, smash that thumbs up, because you know, I see a lot of people up here in the chat comments talking about how we do some of the best crypto content, and it's crazy that we don't get more views, and da-da-da-da-da. Help us out. That's how YouTube shows our content to other people. You smash thumbs up, YouTube goes, this content is worth it. We should show it to other people that are searching for these keywords. Obviously, send your people here, tell them, smash the thumbs up, hit the little bell for subscriptions, etc. Anybody who wants to learn, we do try to provide the best information we can. But if you guys really want to help out the channel, if you're a fan of us, and we think you are because you're here hanging out, really help us out if you would help smash those thumbs up, help us get up in the rankings so that more people see our content, because that is how we are able to provide good stuff to you. That's how we're able to continue to go to all these conferences and get this good information to bring back and do the streams from there, like the Charles Hoskinson speak. You guys like that, seeing Charles Hoskinson's presentation? I think you did, because it's got like 1,800 plays. So anyways, if you want more of that kind of content, guys, I need you to keep helping me share and smash the thumbs up. And with that, I'm going to stop ranting. I'm going to get out of here. Thank you so much. No giveaway today, guys. I just didn't have it set up, so I'm not dealing with it. But I'll be back tomorrow. We'll do a crypto giveaway. Hopefully we'll have some more news, and I will see you all then. Until then, keep your stop losses tight. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm out of here.